Hello, thank you for joining me once again as I present teachings, important messages from Mother Earth. I do have a voice, I do have a message. I am an organic creation. I was created by the God Force, infinite being, all that is everything. I might speak more globally now, as a collection of sisterly planets might be useful for your understanding before launching into some teaching about the animal kingdom. I see myself as a planet. I see myself as a sister among sisters. If you are following what I am saying, I very much feel as though there are other female planets in various solar systems, largely as I know it to be. Most of the planets carry more feminine energy than masculine energy. I might say to imagine me as a sister among sisters. Visualize me this way. Imagine me to be this way so you are comfortable with my messages. Comfortable enough to absorb not only what is being presented, but also the changes I would like to see made upon the planet. After all, it is my planet. I feel as though we have a symbiotic relationship. This is nothing new, but what is new is the number of souls that resonate upon me, the surface of the earth, that carry a loving vibration encoded in their DNA. Part of my job is to lay the foundation in your minds as it pertains to the human population. Of course, DNA cannot be upgraded in the animal kingdom and not the plant kingdom, and in the plant kingdom and not the human kingdom, and so on. Am I being clear? This upgrade has to do with the elevation of my frequency, which will support new forms of life, as it already is, to which I am sure Archangel Michael is well aware of. I do believe that he has shared with me that his ultimate plan is to share knowledge of at least 3,500 animals, animal by animal, and share the wisdom. You see, if he determines in his infinite wisdom to share with each and every one of you his vision of animals on the other side, then the angel in his infinite wisdom might be guiding you to rainbow-colored unicorns and the like. I feel as though my contribution is to be uplifting, to be encouraging, to be grateful for each and every one of you who walk upon my soil, to do so with a higher vibration based upon love that has been implanted either into your DNA, or some of you simply find it in your hearts to be more loving. And by the way, this loving energy pours through the soles of your feet, through the topsoil, down through the surface of my planetary beingness. If you can imagine that this energetic imprint of crystalline pure love extends from the feet of those who carry the love vibration hundreds of miles below the surface, closer to the core of my magnetic fields, this is exactly what is occurring. The difference is that it was not until recently that the depth of the love vibration was able to seep that deeply. If any of you are familiar with the concept the world calls runoff, where there is too much rain and it runs off my body, imagine how it used to be all over the planet. When we would examine if anyone would talk about the love vibration or the love particularization being a part of me, much of it simply ran off. There was too much blood in the soil and not enough love. Now, graciously, the paradigm has shifted, and there is more love than fear, more love than blood. It may be useful to spend more time speaking about the importance of being barefoot and walking upon my soil. If some of your minds are wondering, well, if the energy of love flows through our feet, through our heads from source, down through our physical bodies, through our feet to you, Mother Earth, what are you giving us? Notice I said some of you may be thinking this, and it is a very difficult, interesting concept, but it is a circuit. Definitely, it is not a one-way linear type of energy flow. It's a circuit. So when the love vibration flows from your Creator through your physical body. It flows through your feet, down through the soles of your feet, down past my surface into my inner core. I too have a belly button, and it is called my inner core, my sacred middle. My sacred center is purely crystalline in nature. That is why it is so important to spend a moment educating about crystalline energy, pure fifth dimensional energy. It is an extension of each of you, as it is an extension to your teaching to know that when we use words like ascended, made more whole, returning back to pure love, fifth dimensional energies, that you understand these words and concepts are interchangeable as they relate to the inner and outer crystalline core that is considered my inner belly. This energy flows through Source, through you, if you are standing outside, and pours down into my belly. Imagine in your minds a watershed or a storehouse, if you will, a flowing river of purified crystalline energy. Then imagine in your minds clear flowing water that sparkles in an iridescent way. That would be very close to what I would be asking you to imagine. Once inside the watershed, if you're visioning this with me, all of your thoughts of love collect there, build there, store there, but they are not kept there. The watershed itself isn't linear. It doesn't have a plateau. In other words, it's not like a piece of paper. It's not a two-dimensional concept. That watershed has no dimension. It has all dimensions. It flows out, seeps out in all and every direction, almost like a water sprinkler, and rises back up. If you are imagining this, it seeps back out in other places through my soil. The particles of the crystalline energy then rise up back to Source, and the whole process starts over again. It's a bit like osmosis that you may have learned in 6th grade science. The concept is very similar, and it is not separate from this one. Osmosis, absorption. Isn't it wonderful to know that love is received and absorbed and spread? That's how powerful love is. What makes this newsworthy is that because my soil has been elevated and I have belched out the last splinter, I have become restored back to what some are calling my original status, and I am no longer the dark planet. It is very easy for the loving energy to be pushed back up through the soil. It takes great force, if you can imagine. Ask any gardener or farmer who has ever tried to grow anything in the soil that wasn't receptive. They will tell you what back-breaking work it can be. If I am being a good teacher, each of you should be having the understanding now that because of the passage of these years after 2012, it is easier now than ever before for the frequencies of love to come back up through the soil and take root. Very, very easily. All right, thanks, friends. More later.